Hey Lionheart folks, it's Lev. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new, I use he and pronouns. I had another clinical psych interview today, and I definitely think it went well. Better than the first one because the questions they asked me were more straightforward than the first interview I had, but we'll see. Today's video. And yes, there's a giant storm outside of here, thunderstorms, because it's been hailing and it's been pouring rain outside. Now there's gonna be thunderstorms. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna be titling this video, but I want to share a little story and a lesson I've learned from this mistake. And yes, mistakes are part of life, and it's okay to make mistakes, but I don't think it's okay to not learn from mistakes. And if this thing that I'm going to be talking about, it really did hit me hard. So, as some of you may be aware, if you've seen my other videos, I run an LGBT group as part of my work. Because I organize and coordinate groups, and I run some groups, not all of them. And the LGBT group is my group, so I basically organize and run the whole thing. And at first, I titled my group with the word tribe in it. Now, yes, so first, tribe was part of my group name. And back in September, one of my coworkers has flagged with me that the use of the word tribe in this context of my group may not be the most appropriate thing. And she said to me that she's had some criticism about like the word tribe being used in inappropriate contexts. But I was pretty much ignorant to that. I read what she said to me, but then I'm just like, nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll just keep going with it and see if anyone else has a problem with it. Basically, I didn't take my coworker seriously. I didn't take her seriously when she flagged with me, reconsider the use of the word tribe. 2 months on, pretty much yesterday, someone else flagged with me, someone else outside of my organization, flagged with me that using the word tribe in the context of my group name and in the context that I'm using it in is cultural appropriation. And at first, my very first reaction was like, wait, why? And my ego was trying to come out of me. My ego was trying to be like, nah, you're right, Lev. I mean, I'm just like, nope, shut up, ego. Shut up. Listen to this person and actually take them seriously. And I was really confused as to why. And then I did a little bit of research. And then it wasn't until I started reading that it hit me, fuck, I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have been doing this the whole time. I should have taken my coworker seriously and not be so ignorant and oblivious this entire time, because I realized why using the word tribe in this context is so problematic and hurtful and why it's inappropriate. And it did hit me harder because it reminded me of trans experiences and people using incorrect terminology, and like even being misgendered, for example, is use of language, and how much it can hurt. Because I also live in a minority community in society, like the trans and gender-diverse community. LGBT is not, it's it's a marginalized community in society, and I live in a marginalized and oppressed group in society, so I know how important language is. But yeah, it really did hit me, and I'm like, fuck. And then I rectified things right away. Like, I rectified things immediately. I emailed marketing and comms in my workplace and said, hey, can you update this flyer to change this name, get rid of tribe, replace it with collective instead. And then I also emailed my entire team saying, I've been ignorant of this, and it's been brought to my attention recently that the use of the word tribe is cultural appropriation, and after doing research, I realized why this is wrong, and then I apologized. Literally, the email I sent out was to 80 something people, and I don't know why I made that face. It did sort of sting, but it stung my ego. But I had to do it because I was wrong. I'm in the wrong. I admit that I was in the wrong. And there's no sugarcoating this or trying to run from it. I made a horrible mistake and I am very sorry about it. And I also told my team, don't use tribe anymore. My group name is now includes the word collective and no longer uses tribe. And the same coworker who flagged with me the word tribe also flagged with me today that she felt that it was a bit weird reading my reflection to the team about my learning because I made it sound like it was a fresh flag, which it was not because my coworker flagged it with me back in September, which is like 2 months ago, and I didn't take it seriously. But to the rest of the team, I made it sound like it was a fresh flag, which it's not. And I did tell my coworker in a private message that yes, I'm not trying to dismiss this or pretend that I'm some good guy, even though it came off that way. That wasn't what I meant to do with my email. And I did apologize to her like 10 times and said, you know, this is not going to happen again. Because with these sort of mistakes and things I've learned like this, it really does click in my head and I do take it very seriously. It's not going to happen again. Using incorrect terminology without background checking it. And the other mistake I made was not taking my coworker seriously back in September. I don't know what was going on with me or my headspace at the time that I dismissed it completely. I don't know what was going on, but it wasn't okay. And now I've definitely learned from this. Take it seriously. Background check terms before I use it to make sure it's appropriate and like the history of certain words, and also being 100% transparent with my team and not making it sound like it's a fresh flag, which it's not. 3 things. And I was also reflecting and thinking that if this exact same thing that was flagged to me recently, or this entire thing happened, if this happened this time last year, I would have responded very, very, very differently to it because the emotional maturity I had last year is not the same as the emotional maturity that I have today, right now. It's very different. And pretty much last year, I would have completely denied it, run from it, and like convince myself that I am right and that everyone else is wrong because I didn't know how to handle my ego. My ego really did take over. I didn't really know how to tame it. And my emotional distress levels would have gotten much out of hand. Like when this happened, it did sting me, but it didn't emotionally overwhelm me to the point where actually it didn't emotionally overwhelm me. It stung me, but it didn't affect my ability to think through this rationally and logically and consider the other person's point of view that I don't have an understanding of. It's definitely a reflection, I guess, how I responded, not not in September where I dismissed it, but like how I responded recently is really a reflection of how far I've come emotionally in terms of maturing, and it's only leveling up from here. Like each time this sort of thing happens, it makes me a better version of me. This is gonna be incorporated into my Phoenix, and it's just gonna go up from here. Summary of the video, if you will. I use the word tribe in a very inappropriate manner. I fucked up in 3 ways. I ignored my coworker and what she said back to me in September when she flagged to me that the word tribe using the word tribe should be considered. Second thing is I didn't background check terms before I used it, especially with certain terms that may have significant history behind it. And thirdly, I sent an email to my team that might sound like it was a fresh flag, but it's not, because my coworker flagged it with me 2 months ago. And I fucked up, and I acknowledged that I fucked up. It was a mistake on all three parts. But this mistake doesn't define me. Nor am I saying that, oh, this thing is not important. Like, it is an important mistake to acknowledge. Yes, I did fuck up. I made a mistake. 3 mistakes, actually. But it's also okay to make mistakes. And it's also okay because I will learn from this, and it is not going to happen again. As I said earlier in the video, it's okay to make mistakes, but it's not okay to not learn from the mistakes. Thanks for watching, folks, and I will see you in the next video.